Hey folks, this is Will Vaughn of the Triple Threat Podcast, coming to you live with all the smiling faces at the Departure Bay Ferry Terminal here in Nanaimo. Myself and Triple Threat Podcast guest Ian Hanlon were having a bit of a man's weekend up in Euclid, BC, and unfortunately I'm not back to record the show with the boys on Monday morning. Boy, it's early. But today we're going to talk about some Halloween memories. And a favorite memory of mine was the year I dressed up as Darth Maul. And my friend Chris Bessie did the makeup for me. And I spiked my hair up, and I spent weeks assembling the costume. So I put so much effort into assembling the costume. Mom made a hooded robe for me. And I found like the right pants and the right shirt and vest and all that stuff, and I had the toy lightsaber and everything, and I worked my job at Rogers Video, and the biggest compliments I got all night were on the makeup, which I did not do. Got to say, another favorite was last year when I went as Thor, and I threw together a Thor costume with an old vest and some duct tape. Ian, you went as half-transformed Bruce Banner, is that right?
It is right, yes, I did.
Yeah, half-transformed Bruce Banner. I used an IKEA hammer for my Mjolnir that I lost in the back of a cab somehow. Ian, do you have a favorite costume you went as one year for Halloween?
When I was a little kid, I went as Spider-Man, and my mom made a paper mask, and it rained, and the mask melted off of my face.
So you're Spider-Man no more. Hey, it's kind of like Spider-Man 2. Pardon me. I'm just enjoying a delicious pulled pork bun from Frankie's. Shout out to Frankie's. But yeah, it should be an interesting show this week, minus myself. So enjoy the Double Threat Podcast. Hit the music.
Hey everybody, welcome to Triple Threat Podcast. I think Will probably already welcomed you to the show. At this point, like a fine there, that's Alex Vaughn. He's welcome, Alex.
Hi, brother.
To the show that you are in.
Yeah.
Welcome you to something that you belong to. And we're not running solo because there's two of us.
Yes.
It's a Double Threat Podcast. Will was gonna be here. The situation has surfaced that he can't be here today. We were gonna actually have, and when we kind of were scrambling, we were looking to get another host, and we're gonna have a pretty big deal in Canadian broadcast. We're gonna have John Gameshi replace him, but I haven't been with internet all day. I've kind of been out in a cabin, so I don't know. Like, he was supposed to email us, and something came up. I don't know what's going on, but he's not with us.
He has no-showed. I'm sure he has. I don't know, something else to do. So we'll I don't know, find out more about that later, I guess.
Better have a darn good reason.
Absolutely. I personally feel like we are a Peter and Paul without a Mary, but
Okay.
Will, those words leading into this were both touching and beautiful, and I just want to let you know, right back at you.
Yeah, thanks, Will. Thanks, Will. I am. So this is going to be a little bit. This is going to be different. I'm not
Possibly truncated if we run out of things to say, which can happen from time to time.
Can happen. It's true. So, Alex, I saw you earlier today. I saw you mere minutes ago. Really?
Oh, really? What day is this? It's Monday morning.
Oh my gosh!
No,
Do we have to? He's not here. We don't have to. We don't have to.
We
free,
don't have to
Alex.
pretend it's a day. It's not.
No,
we
we
record
don't.
this. It happens to come out a certain day. You can read it whenever you want. Listen to it whenever you want.
Read those
there's a transcript available online in the deep web.
There are some people. There are some podcasts, some big deal podcasts that actually do have transcripts.
Really?
Yeah, for like their deaf listeners, which that very phrase doesn't make sense. Deaf listeners.
I mean, some would be good for that format, like WTF, things like that.
You're good for that.
Comedy Bang Bang, very much less or so. Especially one of the ones with Andy Samberg, where they just kept on trying to recreate the song they had made. What was it? Hollywood Facts. Yeah.
Hollywood Facts, yeah.
And they just kept playing it over and over and over. And I'm sure in the room it was hilarious, but to listen to was painful. And to read would be even more painful.
Yes. That song was stuck in my head for days after, for sure.
I hate, though, listening to podcasts and you remember stuff that they don't remember. So it drives you a little nuts when they can't remember something. You're just
I
like,
think it was this person, or I think this happened.
Yeah, and you know who it is.
Thing.
Kind of like people probably listening to our NHL one. I think we made some errors there, so that drive people crazy. Just even small things by saying someone's on the wrong team and you're listening.
Nick Lister retired.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure
he's no longer the keeper of the Phoenix Coyotes, Nick Lidstrom has retired. Yeah. Oh, they don't call him keepers. I guess that's a soccer thing. I apologize.
Yeah, he's a puck stopper, a PS.
A PS.
And the starting puck stopper. Anyway, so we watched our New England Patriots kind of do a bit of a beatdown.
Yeah, they laid the smackdown on the Chicago Bears. I really had no idea what to expect going into that game. It's one of those teams you play, every 3 or 4 years or so. So it's kind of hard to gauge the quality. They lost to Buffalo and they had beaten some okay teams. So it's hard to really figure out what they are. But the Pats made them show their true colors, and absolutely crushed them, even more than the final score would indicate.
Yeah, absolutely. And they had one. We were talking earlier about. I think you tweeted last week about the amazing butt fumble game against the New York Jets at American Thanksgiving 2012, and I think it was 3 touchdowns in 60 seconds that game.
52.
And then today was how many touchdowns? It was
3 touchdowns in 57 seconds.
Okay, so the Patriots getting a little slower.
They're slowing down. So they are right. Maybe Brady is slowing down a bit. Can only get 3 touchdowns in 57 seconds versus 52. Last time though, it was. Let me think about this. It was an offensive throw to Vereen.
Yeah.
Then it was the butt fumble by Mark Sanchez, which Stephen Gregory picked up, and then on the following kickoff, someone fumbled it right in the hands of Julian Edelman, and he returned it for a touchdown. So, 52 seconds, 1 offensive, 1 special teams, 1 defensive, and I think today it was 2 offensive and then a defensive fumble return. Yeah. So, passing TD, I can't remember what happened on the turnover there, and then passing TD, and then defensive fumble return. So,
right.
Yeah,
it was
Gronkowski, LaFell, and the awesome Rob Ninkovich, the grossly underrated Rob Ninkovich. Unless you're a Pats fan, and then he's probably grossly overrated. But he falls somewhere in the middle there.
He got some love on the CBS broadcast of it. I remember before he even got that. Picked up the ball to the end zone. They were saying "Oh, he's excellent." You don't even hear that much about him, but he's just great. So
exactly, he's just one of those locker room guys, great on the team and all that. Yeah. And then the Steelers go ahead and they put up a 50 burger too. So some high scores today.
Big.
But you think the Bears, you think defense, you think the great '80s defense and the Lovie Smith defense, and now with Mark Trestman, the defense has gone by the wayside, but the offense didn't look that good either. Or the Pats defense is just that good, which they're surprisingly to us the number 1 pass defense, or at least were going into the game today. So
surprising.
I don't know.
I would say Jake Cutler looks like a guy who's just about a week into quitting smoking cold turkey. He just looks like a guy who's just life is a little bit miserable, and it's not for anything that. It's because he's responsible for it.
Yeah,
he started smoking.
He's a little sour. He's a little sour. And he's kind of going, they're going through some stuff right now. You thought they'd have the offensive juggernaut, and he got the big contract, and Trustman was there, and he's got some good weapons. But I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Nothing happened today, at least. So there we go. And then we're off to Denver, or Denver's off to us at least for this coming week.
Yeah, we are on to Denver.
We are on
mentally. We're not talking about Chicago anymore.
Yeah,
that is not the Patriot way. So we are on to Denver. And I expect that'll be the game of the year, at least in terms of viewership and kind of gauging where we are as a team. But the schedule now gets horrific for the New England Patriots. It's
real bad.
Broncos, bye week, and then some sort of combination of Packers, Lions, Chargers, and Colts. So all very, very strong teams. It was a bad schedule going into the season, and now that it's started playing out, it's a roof stoof.
Yeah, not nice. Hope we get Sunday's Colts.
No. And then Gronk hopefully recovers from his dehydration from, I think, partying a little too hardy. As he would say, and I would quote, he is yo soy fiesta. So that might dehydrate him a bit.
Yeah. He played hella good before that.
Oh, he played hella good, and he just kept on dancing. So
I like it. You said we were talking Patriot Way just before that. Have you ever read Michael Hawley's book, Patriot Reign? about
no.
the start of Bill Belichick and the New England Patriots kind of road to
I have
success?
not. See how heavy a podcast is about Patriots without Will here? We don't have to go to a different... We don't have to talk about the stinking Ravens and they lost to the stupid Bengals and got swept by them in the season. We don't have to talk about the Ravens and how badly they played today and how they're kind of inept on offense and don't have a great defense. And I wish we were playing them this year because it would make for an exciting time. But I'm glad we don't have to talk about them. That's good for me. So, no, I have not read that book. I did read one about drafting. Patriot Reign? No.
Did you do War Room?
War Room, yes.
Ah, good. I have that on my wish list.
Here's the key. Dad has it. If you want to borrow it from him, really? I will gladly tell him to lend it to you, or you can inquire yourself. But that's what I do. Okay. I buy books for Dad about the Patriots, and then I go back and read them. There's another one, too, that someone wrote about Brady being the best quarterback of all time. So I can't remember who that was.
I'm sure it's good though.
Tom Curran, maybe. I don't know. One of those Patriots guys.
Patriot Reign is good. I'd lend it to you if it wasn't an ebook. So sorry about that.
Well, but, you better find a way to lend it to me. So
I have to figure it out.
That's the one downside of ebooks or Kobos and the like is I like them a lot, but it's hard to lend books that way without giving away your entire shelf. It's like giving someone, like you want to borrow this book? Here's my entire bookshelf. Yeah.
Here's everything. Everything I got. So anyway, it was good. I liked it a lot.
Yes, I do read a lot of Nicholas Sparks books. That's just kind of pre-bedtime thing. So don't judge me for that. Thank you.
No judgment here. Not at all. So we were going to talk a little bit this week about some Halloween memories, which is a little bit sad when Will's not here because we don't get to have his input.
Well, his input is fantastic, and his memory is so much better than ours. Ours is going to be he's going to be the one listening to it this week thinking, no, that's not what happened at all. No, that's not what happened. So the corrections next week may be maybe the entire podcast, actually. So we'll see what happens there. Yeah. But great time of year.
All I know for sure is that Will's favorite costume was his little Bo Peep costume he wore when he was in grade 11. So I think you should be happy with us remembering that one.
One of us remembered it. I don't remember him being little Bo Peep. Are there pictures of that? Oh, I see what happened. Okay. Damn it. I'm looking at pictures right now.
There it is.
Fantastic.
Right?
Nice blush.
Like a little girl.
Son.
Exactly. So I wrote some of these down. Oh,
good. Writing things down is good. I've written nothing down.
I like it. So I would say, okay, scale from 1 to 10. If you were going to be like, if you had to have a childhood again and you were going to place yourself somewhere that you've been before to have a childhood, wouldn't you say that where we grew up was a pretty good location for Halloween? In terms of trick-or-treating.
Okay.
What do you think?
Well, I mean, that was just a weird way to bring it up.
Sure, whatever. Judge how I brought things up. Don't respond to the actual question.
No, it's fine. No. It's just, you're like, if you could redo your entire childhood, don't you think we had a good place to trick-or-treat? It's like, whoa, those are two different things. Anyway, sorry. I don't know. It's just me and you. Why do I have to correct you? I don't know. It's a sickness I have, man. It's a sickness. Anyway. Yeah, I think we had a terrific. I don't know. I wouldn't want to ever live anywhere else. So in terms of trick or treating,
it was a
good
suburb area.
Good suburb area. Lots of, especially when we were there. I feel like there's not as many kids there as there was now, but it seems like everybody and their dog was a kid. Yesterday when we were younger, when I wore a younger man's Halloween costume. 100%. I agree that we had a great place to trick or treat, and I went out with my pillowcase and
yes, classic.
Made myself sick.
Yeah, classic.
That was fun.
Pillowcase. No, for sure, absolutely. What was so with the pillowcase? We often got a lot of you get a assorted amount of candy. What was the one that you were dying to get when you saw them reach into their little jack-o'-lantern with black handled plastic container and they dropped in your bag and you get a glimpse of something?
Skittles.
Skittles, that's the one.
Those little Skittle packs were the best. Now, as an adult, I don't have Skittles quite as often. Like Skittles, like anything like that. I wasn't so much a chocolate fan, but I loved fruity and sour candies and things like that. Big fan of the Skittles specifically.
Gotta love it. I mean,
which weren't there all that often, really. I mean,
no, Skittles are rare.
Skittles. Give out Skittles this year, people.
Yeah, get your Skittles out. Get your sour Skittles out because those ones are mind blowing. Sour Skittles are just incredible. I always liked getting an O. Henry or Reese's peanut butter cup in there.
Oh my god!
I love those.
I don't know what to classify Reese's peanut butter cup as because it's not a chocolate bar, but it is.
No, it can't be.
Probably one of the top 3 greatest things that ever happened to me.
There's got to be a name for the shape it is. Like a
circle.
It's a disc, but it gets smaller near the bottom. or it gets larger near the top. So it's like, I don't know, it's like a cone missing most of it. I don't know. I feel like there's some sort of probably mathematical word.
I don't think that's a geometric shape. Cone missing most of it.
Cone missing most of
The
it. The
pointless cone, not to say that it actually, doesn't serve a purpose, but that it actually doesn't physically have a point. That's what we're saying.
Exactly. But that's a good point, isn't it? Oh, my gosh. Yes. Exactly.
Maddie, okay, so your favorite was O. Henry or Reese, and you're kind of with me with Skittles. I love getting Reese peanut butter cups. They're the greatest.
Sure.
Still, as an adult, like, you sometimes forget that you can just buy those for yourself whenever you want, but I do that. So let's move down the line to least favorite candy or least favorite thing to receive.
The one that jumps out to me is the kind of the loose candy ice cream cones, the ones that are like, I don't know, probably like 3 inches tall. They always kind of freaked me out as a kid because I had the fear shot into me from schooling. Like, okay, some things might have razor blades or pins in them, which I hear is more of an urban legend now. But the ice cream cones
probably from where? Where did you hear that? Crack.com?
There was an urban legend?
Yeah, or
Snopes or something. I don't know. Probably
one of those where it's
one
like,
of those ones
that's
that
happened like twice ever, and it was like one time.
But the ice cream cones were one that I was just kind of like, I did not like the look of them. They look kind of gross. I was not on board.
So, okay. Interesting.
That's one. That's what just came to mind. You might bring one up, and I'm like, oh, that's way worse.
Well, no, this is just me, and this actually brings up a segment of the podcast we like to call Enemy of the Show.
Oh, okay.
This enemy of the show, and I'm sorry I'm generalizing for you, me, and Will, are people who give out friggin' plain bags, just bags of plain potato chips. And you're probably going to disagree with me, but I would sort through my candy, and I'd have like 25 bags of plain potato chips, which I don't even like. There's not like a mini onion dip that comes with it. I don't like plain potato chips at all. And they'd be like the weirdest brands, and they taste terrible.
The
and
white
them all
plastic
anyway.
bags.
Oh, God. They weren't even, it was like the most generic. Don't do that. Buy any type of something with sugar in it, people. Anybody who gives out plain potato chips for Halloween, and that's it. I mean, if that's the only thing you are giving out, you are a definite enemy of the show.
What if there were? What if it's
putting
Lay's?
you on the board?
What if it's Lay's?
Lay's doesn't matter.
Yellow.
Does not matter.
You still don't like it?
No, I don't like plain potato chips. I don't know why you're giving it to me.
Fair.
It's Halloween. I want candy.
Yeah, that's fair. Did you?
Give me some candy.
Did you ever get?
Cheesies are fine.
Cheeses are fine.
Every once in a while, someone will throw in like a ketchup chips. You'd be like, "What are these people? Millionaires?" I don't know. Like Lay's ketchup chips.
Speaking of millionaires, did you ever get a full-size chocolate bar? In your memory.
I may have, not from a millionaire that I've been aware. I don't think there are too many millionaires in our neighborhood. I think I did, but they were like this weird kind of off-brand one. So they were the size of a full-size chocolate bar without being like a brand name. Like Deloramas. This is just an example. Like Deloramas have, instead of Mars bars, they're called Titan.
Yes.
So and Snickers, I think, is something else. But yeah, so full size in terms of weight and girth, about 50 grams at about the length and size. But I can't even remember what they're called. Sir. But have you ever?
I don't believe I have. No, it's one of those things that I just remember, watching probably the Rosie O'Donnell show and her talk to celebrities and be like, "Now, do you give out the full size chocolate bars?
Do you give out the full size chocolate bars?"
Of course I do. Of course I
that.
do. And secretly, they're like, "We're Scientologists. We give out books about psychiatry."
Yeah, exactly. So here you go, kids. Dianetics and a Titan bar.
Yes.
I had to go to Canada for this Titan bar, so you better be grateful for it.
And a coupon for whatever their fake therapy is called. Sorry,
we're
really trying to offer Scientologist listeners.
Yeah, sorry about that. I had a friend, one of my best friends actually, probably for part of my elementary school life, Carolyn Hart, used to live just a street over, and her father was a dentist, and every Halloween he used to give out toothpaste and toothbrushes. Ooh. Like, come on now. Ooh. Come on, bud. Like, I know, like, okay. You know. I don't think John Travolta actually gives out Dianetics, and I don't think you should actually give out candy. Candy.
You do think
toothbrushes.
Yes.
I'm not listening to my own stories. How great am I?
Sure. I liked. I also was a fan later on in my childhood when I got used to liking them. I liked the cans of pop they throw in there, which I feel is like when you start to run out and you're like, well, we do
so
have a
let's
2
talk
for
about that, though.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that for a second. So there was a time in Matt's life, which is odd to think of now, given his fondness of Dr. Pepper and other carbonated beverages, where he did not drink pop.
Yes.
And the reason for not drinking pop, Matt, was what?
It hurt my mouth. It burned my mouth.
Well, you can say it like that. What you said was,
Oh, great.
it was too hot.
It was too hot.
It was too hot. You couldn't handle it.
Now,
and
how old was I?
You were not a fan.
In your memory, how old was I?
You were, in my memory, how old were you? How old were you actually? In my memory, you were like 22, but you're probably like 4, maybe.
That's probably closer to it.
Like you had super blonde hair.
Yes,
like
okay,
the
I was
blondest
definitely
hair.
4
And
in
I think
that case.
we were going on like a bridge walk across
That's
the
it.
McDonald Bridge.
Yes.
And I think that's the first time you had like a ginger ale or like a diet, Big 8 Up or whatever the heck
Yes.
it was. And you were kind of like, okay, it's not so bad. And then it just went.
It went.
And it went.
It's true, yeah, because it was.
Yeah.
I didn't know the words for it. My vocabulary not strong at the time.
the carbonation hurt your mouth, and therefore it was too hot.
And now, I mean, I got over it in a big way. But
Yes, you love pop.
Elizabeth. So now, now that it's over, when I would get when I would, I'm using the past tense all over the place. What's going on? I liked the cans of pop. Also, honorable mention, and I think this is actually just an Atlantic thing, or maybe an Eastern Canadian thing.
Donairs. Yeah. Donairs.
Can you imagine? Just loose Donairs, just drop it in the bag there.
Yeah.
Huh, you've read most of the other things in there.
Sticks.
Oh gosh,
There's no worse smell than a Donair when you're not eating it. When someone else is eating a Donair or whatever, you're just like, get away. And peanut butter. Donairs and peanut butter when you're not partaking. I know, not together. It's completely separate. But there's something about those smells. I don't know what it is. But.
Okay, you're gonna Alex, you're gonna have to help me out with this one. Okay, what is? You would often get it at soccer. It was like a bag of juice.
Is this? Are you joking? Do you not know what it's called?
I can't remember the
name. Mini sip.
Mini sip. Thank you. I
so
knew
you
and
I probably have different opinions on this, but yes, a bag of juice.
That's true. It might be
a bag. We can't even call it that. We actually legally can't call it. It's a bag of flavored liquid.
That you would get. You get at Halloween.
You get at Halloween. So
Often.
You were a fan.
Sure. If you got a good red one,
yeah,
absolutely.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
But
I love a good red one. Problem being, what happens when that good red one breaks under the weight of the pop cans of plain chips and Skittles, and then all of a sudden you're left with a wet bag at the bottom. So that's happened to me a couple times. So don't hang out bags of liquid to people. Not a good idea. Honorable mention as an enemy of the show, despite Matt's fondness for your bags of flavored liquid.
It's mostly memory.
The memory of receiving such. I agree.
Sure.
At that moment when you see the hand coming out and you're like, oh my God, I'm getting a mini sip. I usually only get those, bags of juice at soccer games.
Yeah, exactly.
But no, now I'm getting one for free. All I had to do was put on this costume that I didn't have to pay for.
Yeah, it's true. So yeah, mini sips. I wanted to shout out to that. If anybody has memories of mini sips they want to share as well, I'd love to hear them because I think it might be a regional thing, like a Sobeys thing. I think because my wife is from Western Canada, she's never heard of these before. If you're from Western Canada,
mini sips aren't a thing. They got to be called like a bunny something, right? They're a bunny pouch. Let's see here, a Jack. What is that?
Jack Black.
No. Who's that guy in Tenacious D who gives out the bags of juice at Halloween? No, what's that? There's like it doesn't matter. It's so off topic, but like a jackalope.
Jackalope, yeah.
Is that
jackalope.
thing? Okay, they call it like a jackalope
creature. Yes.
I don't know. There's some. I guarantee they call it something. You should ask her right now. No, don't, because then I have to stand here and talk by myself.
Are you standing this whole time? What are you doing?
I know I made it seem like I was standing because I said the word standing. I am not standing. I am sitting and just staring at a wall right now.
Born Standing Up by Steve Martin.
Born Standing Up.
I've
heard that audiobook many times.
I have not heard it. I'd love to. I think I should.
It's good, but it's like after you hear it a couple times, like I used to have it on random on my eye, and every time it would come on, just be like, ugh.
Can't
Stop
take
talking. Yeah, but it's good. Really good.
You mentioned briefly just there about costumes. Costumes you didn't have to pay for. Is there a costume in your mind that sticks out as one that you're particularly proud of as a kid, or one you're just like, I really killed that costume?
Proud of? No, I can't even remember. Like, I think, and Mom and Dad will probably correct me. I think I was a clown for the first couple of years.
Oh yeah.
But I don't really think I ever put too much effort into my costume. Like some people put in a lot of effort, and I did. I don't remember ever doing so. I think I was like Mr. Perfect. Probably sticks out because Mr. Perfect was one of my favorite wrestlers. I think Will was Bret Hart, but he'll probably be upset when he was like the 1, 2, 3 kid. I don't know. No, he would have been Bret Hart, and I would have been. Mr. Perfect, which means I just had like a blonde wig that looked nothing like him, and that's it. I don't know.
People probably think you were some
I
sort of
wish we
like
had old
athletic
pictures.
trainer or something.
I'm trying to think. Like, we do have a lot of pictures I've looked through, like from our childhood, that kind of lay around the house, and a lot of them stick out in my head. But I don't remember too many being of like Halloween costumes,
Right.
or even like the three of us in Halloween costumes. Maybe it's just like the age difference. I don't know.
That's gotta be
we
it.
have certain
That's
ones
gotta
where it's
be
like stairs or this, that, and the other thing, where you kind of remember.
Stairs for the uninitiated. Stairs would be when Will would stand in the back, Alex would be in the middle, and I would be in front.
Well,
and
we're
because
all
the height
roughly
difference,
a head taller than the, there's a head difference between each of us. So I was a head taller than Matt, and Will was a head taller than me. So
we should do stairs again.
we could
this
do
year.
stairs again,
And
and
it'd
you just see like the
me
top of our
and-
heads, basically. It'd just be Matt's face, and like no, I don't even think the top of my head. Will's head, maybe, and that's about it.
Maybe
Matt, how tall are you?
7'2",
7'2",
7'2", 7'3", I think.
Forgot. Yeah.
I think I'm 7'3", 350. I think that's what I'm going at right now.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, that's good.
Well, I mean, it worked. I mean, that's what the height way it works. I look good. Yes, I am.
So what
a tall man.
were you?
The one that sticks
Yes.
out is Han Solo, which I'm
Really?
sure would have been pretty easy if I can guess this correctly, and I hope I don't get this wrong. It'd probably be a pair of snap pants with some yellow tape down the sides to look like that.
Probably my Chicago Bulls snap pants I bought from Sears. Those are a pride and joy possession of mine.
I remember those so well, those particular snap pants.
Do you really?
Did you? Yeah, for sure I do. Absolutely. Yeah, for sure. Where are they now? Are they on a field somewhere?
Oh God, yeah. The amount of
I feel
athletic
bad.
gear.
I shouldn't have said
Thanks.
that like that.
Thanks,
Oh,
Mom and
man.
Dad are just like, haha. Yeah, the amount of like track jackets and athletic gear I left wherever just haunts my parents to this day. Like one day I'm just gonna give them like 10, track jackets, and I'm like, there you go. Pay back in full. It wasn't 10. It was like one in particular because I really wanted it so bad, and they get it for me, and then I lost it. So I feel, oh God, I feel
That is
so
a
bad.
little bit
now.
heartbreaking. A little bit heartbreaking. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, but it's one of those things where you're a kid, and then you look back and you're like, I'm the worst. I am the worst. I'm kind of depressed now.
Okay.
All right,
I brought something up. I dredged something up. I'm sorry.
Let's just-
Where's Will to
Anyway,
keep
the
us somewhere
Chicago Bulls.
positive?
Well, I'll tell you what. Stone Cold. Speaking of Stone Cold Steve Austin, and I know this is an offshoot, but
Yeah.
there's some pre-roll of him on some YouTube videos I watch, and he's advertising for Wendy's barbecue pulled pork now, which is really interesting combination. Wendy's barbecue pulled pork, Stone Cold Steve Austin. My point being, if he advertises DDP yoga on his podcast, I'm telling you, he's doing way more barbecue eating than DDP yoga.
Oh, you can
Dude is
see
looking.
it?
He's got a gut. Like his arms are big, but you can see like he's got a gut. It's always like a big, like he was always like in fairly good shape, all things considered. Like he had a
wasn't
6 pack and all
jacked,
that, but
He was never jacked. He was just kind of like he looked like
he wasn't like Triple H or anything. But like
No,
if you
yeah.
ever saw him walking down the street, you'd be terrified of him.
Yeah, exactly. Anyway, back to the costumes. real
Sorry,
quick.
yeah, of course.
Han
But
Solo
yeah, Stone
once.
Cold, lay off that.
I don't know if I was what other thing I would have been. I know that when I was kind of getting older, I did a little bit more like you got a white shirt, and my mom and dad like cut holes in it by using a spoon to poke it out to make it a little bit ragged, and they put blood on it, look like I got shot and stuff.
What? One time, like when I was older, I bought, and I'm sorry I'm offshooting because you said been shot,
No.
but there's a small Dane Cook bit where he's talking about people wearing Superman t-shirts, and he'd walk up and shoot him in the chest plate and be like, oh, he's not Superman. Wear a shirt that says, I bleed if you shoot me in the chest plate, and I won't shoot you in the chest plate. So I got a shirt with a Superman symbol on it and had like blood running down it, and it was Super Bleeder, which no one got. I think one person got, and they thought it was hysterical. And everyone else is like, "Oh, Superman's dead." I was like, "Yeah, I dressed up
As
as
an
a,
Our
as a
Lady Peace
20-year-old
song.
Our Lady Peace song,
referencing
20 years ago
Superman.
then." But yeah, so that's my type of costume nowadays, where it's like referential, I guess, in some way, and never really gets picked up by anyone else but me.
I got kind of a beef. Okay, Superman-related Halloween beef. I was at
What's the beef?
Yeah, so when I was like probably 19 or 20, I went to
Decades ago.
Yes, decades ago. So I went to a Halloween for like I went to a bar for a Halloween kind of costume contest thing. It was a bar that I had hung out at before, and so I decided a fairly easy costume was I had a Superman shirt and I had a suit. So what I did was I would get I would have my suit and I would unbutton kind of all the middle buttons of my shirt, and then I could just open it up and it'd be Superman, kind of like Clark Kent midway through transformation
I
sort
see
of
what you
thing.
did
I got
there.
some glasses.
I see
So
what you did there.
I was proud of it, but there was a costume contest, and so people are going up, and it's kind of classic things, Zombie Vampire, that sort of thing. And then when I go up, they're like,
A zombie vampire.
no, there's a comment.
There's a
there.
comment?
Zombie vampire.
Oh.
So when I get on stage, like this is a little stage they usually had open mic acts, but they were just introducing the costumes. And when I got up there, they're like, "Here he is, he's super nerd."
Oh my god! I didn't realize you were like Clark Kent mid
I'm not
Superman.
I'm not a nerd. I'm
Check
Clark
out this
Kent.
super dork. What a loser! Oh man, that's
Thinks he could get away with it on Halloween, like he's not some sort of loser. Super nerd. So
super nerd.
we call them an enemy of the show, but I still like them. So I won't say who they are. But
What do you mean?
I like the bar. I don't want to shame them.
Oh, okay. Well, no. If
Yes.
you like the bar, it's fine.
Yeah.
It's just that's amazing.
Oh, man. But one of my
Zombie
more
vampire.
adult-
No, I'm just a vampire. Oh, right.
Yeah, exactly. So that was a little bit heartbreaking.
That's
but yeah,
that's so sad.
when was the last year you went out for Halloween?
I remember it well. I think I was grade 8, so I would
Good year to do that.
I think 13.
Yeah.
Which to me doesn't seem that old, but like
No.
10 people were like, "Aren't you too old for this?" And I was like, "I don't like. Apparently, I guess now that I think about it, I am." So I don't know.
I guess so. Like 14-year-old kids still look pretty small. I don't know. I mean, it's a holiday where you get people to dress up and you give them candy. I mean, that you're at the age group where kids can most figure it out, I guess.
But yeah, I don't know that you're 13, so that didn't seem too old, but apparently it was to some lady on Colby Drive whose house I still intend to egg someday, if I can remember which one. So I'm probably just going to egg all of them. And then
Sounds good.
I don't know. What if she moved? I don't care. She deserves it. She deserves it.
So you remember this face? Remember how tall I was? Actually, that wouldn't work when you were going to
When was the last time you went out?
I think it was probably around the same age there.
Were you told you were too old?
No, I don't think so. And I think one of the
Or they
last ones I
questioned,
did,
like you should know you're too old, but you didn't. I don't know.
one of the last ones I did, it was like I was at a friend's house for a Halloween party, and there were 6 of us, and we were like, well, like why don't we go get some Halloween candy by just going out for Halloween? And so I just put someone had a classic Scream mask.
Yeah.
Just like put this on. And I had a hoodie. I put my hood up, and anyway, we got through a few houses, but not too many. But it's just kind of like we need to get more snacks, and the easiest way to do that is just to wander around the neighborhood and get people to give it to us for free. So
We need more
worked well.
snacks. So here's what we got to do.
That's what we got to do. Put on our costumes. I mean, the Scream mask is like when I see that, I just think, oh, you didn't try. You had a mask, or your brother bought one 5 years ago, and now this is what we have.
Yeah, I mean, there's really like anything mask related doesn't involve too much effort.
Yeah.
You can go out and buy some pretty fancy costumes for quite a pretty penny. I don't know why you'd ever do it for one day and never wear it again. And then where do you store it after? Like I bought a SpongeBob SquarePants one. And
Did you actually?
yeah, I had it. I still have it. It's probably in my old bedroom at Mom and Dad's house. They probably pulled it out right now. But yeah, I was probably like 20 or 21.
Yeah, that's worth it.
And I wanted SpongeBob, and it was fantastic.
The good thing is you can kind of go into, from trick or treating, you can go into a friend's house for things, and then that works out a little better. Halloween parties, it's a good transition.
I had a friend, and sorry not to go back, but in terms of when you stop trick or treating, I had a friend who I think his last year we went out was like grade 4.
Really?
And he was done after that. So
in grade
just
5
didn't
he
do
was like,
anymore.
I got
grade
things to
5.
do.
He's like, I'm not going out. I was like, what? But we're kids. Like, what else are we gonna do? What are you gonna do on Halloween night if you're not trick or treating?
Was he
Reed?
Was he one of Jehovah's Witnesses?
No, he was not. If he had been, he never would have gone out.
That's true.
I don't think. I
think
don't know.
yeah. If they were adherents, I feel like that wouldn't have happened.
Yeah, and I apologize for not knowing that. But
No,
yeah, anyway, no, it was not. And I won't name names, but yeah.
right.
To answer your question, no, that's not what happened.
Yeah,
that wasn't the case. But yeah, it's interesting.
Oddly enough, that's a weird time when you're way too young to actually stop trick or treating. So
Yeah, it's I don't know. Maybe you got too many plain chips the year before. He's disgruntled. I can certainly understand that.
Yeah.
I can fully understand. Getting too many plain chips and being disgruntled and never going again. So
yeah. So I got to. I gotta get
got some more stuff written down.
No, I gotta ask for your advice. I'm kind of toward the end of the things that are written down, but now I
Oh,
gotta
no.
ask for your advice. I live in this is my living situation. I live in a condo that will not be disclosed. And this is this condo, and there's a few units in there, and I know there are children who live here.
Okay.
Are there?
Do you need candy?
And if do you think they'll come around? Will they just go to the houses around? Because I live in an area that there are houses around us.
That's a
but they would
good
just live in a
question.
condo. So I feel like if you went door to door in a condo, it just wouldn't work out for you.
Yeah, but you rent you rent out of a condo building, so
Right.
it does lend to the possibility. So the places I live, there's no families where I live currently. There wasn't my first apartment. My second apartment there was, but I don't remember anyone going around trick or treating. But that was just apartments. Yeah. So what I would do, and this is just to be careful, is get a 90 pack of the Snickers, Mars, M&Ms.
Yes.
Just in case you get upwards of 90 kids coming to your door. And then if they don't come, you just have 90 mini chocolate bars you can eat by yourself.
The best kind. The best ones.
Of course. Oh, you got to get the best ones. I mean, yeah. Come on. Kit Kat, Krispy Kreme, Coffee
Yes,
Crisp, those are okay.
Well, they're definitely on the lowest tier of chocolate bars. If you're going to say, and there's a reason they're the cheapest. Let's be honest. Those are the cheapest ones for good reason.
Be honest. But it's got to be a good 90 pack. If you get 48, you might run out. If you get 70, you might run out. But 90, you know for sure. Are there not even 90 units in your building? Probably not.
No,
but why? But why risk it?
Yeah.
It's like insurance. You'll probably never need it. But unlike insurance, you can eat it if you don't need it.
Right, exactly.
Right now, if you don't use your insurance, say car, home insurance, whatever, you can't eat that when it's not being used.
Wasn't there a guy in Guinness Book of World Records who he would eat cars and bicycles and airplanes?
Cars, but not the insurance policies. They wouldn't have any type of sustenance.
I feel like if you can eat a car, you could probably put an insurance policy in your body pretty quickly.
I don't really understand how that's. I don't get it.
When your teeth all break? I'm realizing this now.
I actually don't know. I kind of want to watch it. You can't be of normal.
You wouldn't digest it. You would get poisoned.
How much acid is in your stomach? Or I don't even know what you would do to do that. That's what I'm going to go as Halloween this year. It's just man who eats
just
bicycles.
Have a bicycle.
Just have a bicycle half eaten. No, I'll just go with the bicycle, and I'll eat it slowly as the day goes on until the bicycle is no longer. I think that's what I'm going to do.
You're up for Halloween, and you're like, you go to the
munching
store.
On some bicycles.
You're like, I need to get a half-eaten bicycle.
No, I'm going to eat the entire bicycle.
Just the idea of them being like, that's not something you do to a bicycle, though. You're like,
yes,
whatever,
I see
man.
You have full-size bicycles. Where are your half-eaten bicycles? Where are your elegant balloons? I don't know.
Halloween, man. Halloween,
man. It's a great
up.
time of year. I love it. I kind of, can't. I'm excited to the point for the day where I can actually give out candy and decorate the house and things like that. That'll be a lot of fun.
Go full out. I know that Halloween's on a Friday this year. I happen to work Halloween night, so I don't think it'd be that much of an issue.
I actually don't like Halloween. No, I don't. I don't have any plans. I don't think I'm going to dress up this year or do anything like that.
Right.
So we'll see what comes. I mean, I'm not opposed to if something comes up, I will go out and do something. Yeah. I plan to be somewhere. But Halloween as an adult, just a 27-year-old man, is a little sad. It's a little sad.
Even the going out to a bar and everyone's dressed.
God, I hate bars. So this brings up another thing. I don't hate bars, but I hate going to bars where other people are. So this brings up another thing. That's not entirely true, but it's mostly true. The way too early Halloween parties drive me insane.
This is tweeted by you. I need to hear.
This is tweeted by me because people were posting pictures 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, no, you can't do that.
No, it's mid-October. You're still finishing your pumpkin pie that your sister-in-law gave you, and you're going to go out to a Halloween party? You can't do it. Well, this weekend that just passed would have been your only opportunity, if not Friday night. But because it's Friday night, that's really your only chance. Even if you have a place where kids are going to come get candy, first of all, when do they stop coming? 8:30? 9 o'clock, maybe?
You can also just have it going the whole time.
Yeah, exactly. Just have someone on door duty.
Yeah.
Staying relatively sober or entirely sober. I'm not going to be that person. But anyway, I don't know.
There was a girl I worked with who was like, yeah, you could do it either this weekend, so the one that just happened here, the weekend of the 25th and 6th, or you could do it Halloween or November 1st. It's no, you really can't do it. Halloween November 1st, you can't do it. No. By November 1st, you can't do costume parties for the rest of the year.
No,
just
Santa
at a Christmas party, and that Christmas party.
We're not going to have a costume. You might have an ugly sweater.
Yes.
Thing.
Yes,
which
for
are
sure.
probably the hardest. They sell those things. You know, people are like, "Oh, an ugly sweater," and you'd be like, "Oh, I'll just go to Value Village and pick one of those up." But they don't exist.
Yeah,
They don't. You got to pay like $80 for a good ugly sweater.
ugly sweater. I think
80, 90, 100, $3,000.
That's a great thing to happen to Value Village because they're like, wow, our market for things we couldn't really share before has skyrocketed because people think this is hilarious. So now we can sell them for a crazy price. It's like good for them.
Last year these were you paid me to bring them, and now it cost me $12.99. What's up with that, Value Village? I'm upset with you. But yeah, the 2 early Halloween parties have got to go because you look ridiculous. I don't care if you have things to do. Just don't go. Just don't have one. It's fine. You're 30. It's fine.
Different kind of party.
Like
and then
what?
Look at a calendar. I guess that's the only thing. You're like, oh, it's October. Why don't you have a Halloween party? Oh, there's only one weekend where it makes sense. It's that weekend. Boom. There we go. Done.
It's September 24th. I guess we're all going to get together. Bob for apples, which I've never done. Can you explain bobbing for apples?
I don't know. I guess it's because you have to kind of like put them in your mouth and kind of sort of.
And
bite
there's
them.
nothing to. We don't sort. Do you sort?
You sort of bite them.
Am I supposed to take as many out as possible? Do we reload
think so.
the apples after I've tried them, or does someone else go after me with my teeth marks in them?
I hope not. You think
or is just getting
the same
one,
ones.
and then is my prize just that apple, which I didn't want because there's candy? I don't understand what bobbing for apples is. Are my hands behind my
a
back?
recipe for dying too.
What if I drown? Exactly.
Yeah,
so many questions of bobbing for apples. I've never done it. I've never seen anyone do it other than television programs. So someone's going to have to answer me that on Twitter. # bobbing for apples, Triple Threat Podcast, and let me know what's going on with that. Use the promo code AppleBobbing at bonobos.com and nothing will happen. So you're welcome.
BONOBOS.com.
And I'll see you never at the post office.
Here's a question, too. What is your favorite Halloween TV show episode? Halloween-themed TV show episode, right? There's good options in there. I feel like there's a couple of good Fresh Prince ones there. There's got to be some there for sure.
You know what I liked? I used to like the old Home Improvement Halloween episodes. I know it's a random one, and I can't even pick one out specifically.
Yes,
but yeah, the old they always got it going for Halloween. Boy Meets World had some good ones too, and none that I can really remember. I do remember actually when they had a haunted house in the garage of Tim Allen, and then Sean Hunter was there, but he wasn't Sean Hunter. He was someone in Brad's class who liked a girl that Brad liked, because Brad dressed as Raggedy Andy, but then she was supposed to dress as Raggedy Ann, and she didn't, and she broke Brad's heart, and then Tim scared Sean Hunter, who was not Sean Hunter. So that is probably my favorite episode, Halloween episode.
Nice. I'm glad I remember absolutely zero of that episode.
Really? I probably made that all up. It's probably not what happened at all.
What's he doing? Don't have a theme couple costume unless you're straight up a couple.
He's 11. I don't know.
That's
she
a
said
bad
she's going to
decision.
dress up as Raggedy Ann. He's Raggedy Andy, who apparently is a thing. I had no idea.
Yeah.
I'm not up on my dolls well, I guess she's a doll. I was going to say stuffed animals, but no, she's called Raggedy Ann doll. Therefore, she must be a doll, classified as such.
Yeah.
What's your favorite?
I can't think of a really good.
What's a good Fresh Prince one?
I'm trying to think actually.
Because you now that you mention it, and I can picture something in my head, but I'm not really getting much out of it.
I think more so of the the Christmas themed Fresh Prince episodes that I like.
Well. Okay, we're a couple months away from that.
I know. Yes. That's true. Oh, actually, you know what? I think I do have a good Halloween one. It's the. I want to say the third episode of the first season. It's in the first 5, and it's the one when you watch it in syndication. They always show the full intro to Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Even they show him drinking orange juice out of a champagne glass on the airplane, and it's him at Carlton, and I think they're both they're in a mall, and they have a couple montages, and it's them trying to find a girl to go to Halloween with, and I think Will has a classic moment of
classic sitcom trope. We both need a girl for tonight.
But he asks this girl who's she's got glasses and she's got a good personality, so he's like, oh, I'll ask her if she has a good personality. Will is a little bit not the absent Will, of course, but the Will Smith.
Yes, Will Smith.
He's a little bit more shallow of a person, and so he asks her. But anyway, she comes to the Halloween party, and of course she's a smoking hot babe, and he is justified in what he did. I don't remember what she dresses up as, but that's one that comes to mind. One that I really liked is Community's Epidemiology, where they all turn into zombies.
Oh
that
one
is
and then
excellent.
it's up to someone to turn down
Troy
to turn
as
down
a Dracula.
as a Dracula.
I think you mean vampire. I don't care what kind of Dracula I am.
The first season one's not bad either, where they have the Spanish extra credit thing, and Pierce trips, he's Beastmaster or whatever he is, and
Yes.
Jeff tries to go with the professor or whatever. I don't know if they had a season 3 one or not. I can't remember. This is that part of the podcast where everyone listening knows the answer, and we don't. So let's move on.
Apologies to Dan Harmon, but we'll have to...
Shout out to Dan Harmon. Couldn't be here today.
Yeah.
Like I said, we're a little bit like a Peter and a Paul without our Mary, but that's all right. I can't remember now. God, it's going to bother me. And it's right there. I can see it, but it's just bad form to get up and look at it.
Yeah, no, for sure. Absolutely.
And Simpsons, it's going to be kind of interesting
right.
when the Simpsons, sorry if I just interrupted.
No.
Because theirs is so kind of infamous. They always have the Treehouse of Horrors, and it's I'm not a huge fan, but I'll sit down and watch any of those. So
I generally don't like them that much either. Like, I'm not a huge like Treehouse of Horror fan. I
don't watch The Simpsons, so I don't know. But it'll be interesting when it get to like 31 versions of that, if they'll have like a nightly kind of marathon of one for all 31 days or something like that. That would be kind of cool.
Oh, they should definitely do that. That's a great idea.
I always hate the off season, like when they put the wrong episode in. It's like, oh, good, it's June and it's a Halloween episode. Or good, Peachtree is playing the Christmas version of Community, and it's March 8th. So I don't know. Not a fan.
Yeah, I like the idea of being a sitcom writer in the 90s, even maybe today, but in the 90s, just kind of looking to say, what's our schedule? We got 22 episodes. Okay, so we're going to have a Halloween one here, Christmas one here, Valentine's Day one here, Memorial Day one here.
Flag Day, Martin Luther King Day,
President's Day. I imagine now they would have, obviously, a Thanksgiving, but a Black Friday would also be one of the ones they would put in there, too, I think.
So Community Season 4 did that.
They have a Black Friday?
But they did a Halloween, they did like Valentine's, they did Christmas, and they were all off because they got delayed by like 4 to 6 months or something like that. So everything was completely off base. I think they were supposed to start like October 4th or October 18th. There's a big hashtag about it, and then they got delayed to like February after the Olympics, and then it just didn't go so well. So that's the downside of trying to schedule those things. Unless you have a solid footing, not so good.
It wouldn't be after the Olympics because the Olympics were last year. 2014, and 2014 was season 5.
Okay, well, there was definitely something.
Yeah, I know everyone was dying for me to correct you for that one.
Well, just you. Another good episode, Halloween episode, is Parks and Rec, where Andy and April have a party, and Ben's upset about it, and Andy dresses up as Chuck Liddell, and Ron goes around trying to fix everything in the house. That's also a good one. I know what I said doesn't make it seem all that entertaining. It might have Greg Pikitis.
I like that one a lot. Greg Pikitis is a good
And he doesn't make Andy cry. It's just that Andy is allergic to jerks, and that's what made him cry. Not Greg Pikitis himself, but the fact that Greg Pikitis is a jerk, and therefore Andy is allergic. You know?
Oh. Alex, you there? Hey, you still there?
Yeah, I'm still there.
Was your call recorder still going? Are we still going?
My call recorder is still going. Yeah, it just stopped for a second. So
all right.
That happens to me once a podcast. I'll drop out. That happened to me last week, and I completely talked over Will and them. So I don't know if you can take that out or what.
You know what? Well, if people hear this, that means we didn't.
I don't know if you can take that out. Well, I can hear that. Matt, take this part out. Take this part out about me telling you to take this part out, and then take the part after this out as well.
And 3,
2, 1. Welcome to the Triple Threat Podcast. No, okay. So yeah, little technical difficulties, little snafu, but we'll get over that.
Yeah, that's going to happen until we have until this is a full-time gig and we have a kind of pseudo radio station in someone's office or garage, complete with cats, a la Marin. So that's going to happen until those amazing things happen. Till life changes like that. But that's okay. Yeah, I mean, this is also the first time of year where you can really listen to Monster Mash. I feel like it's the time of year.
The first time of year, the only time of year where you can
possibly,
listen to Monster Mash.
Except for Monsters Day in March, but yeah. Thriller takes special significance this time of year. Did you see PK Subban's Thriller costume?
No.
It was. I urge you to Google it. It's breathtakingly good. It's very
breathtakingly good.
Yes, you have to catch your breath. He does. I mean, he's aided by the fact that he also has like kind of the cat eye glass, not glasses, contact lenses. So he really kind of nails the look of it. So
it's kind of creepy looking.
PK Subban
kind of looks like E.T. in a way. Oh, yeah, that's creepy looking.
E.T. would be a good costume. I've seen a
guy.
PK
Subban always gets. I don't know.
Always gets what?
ragged on for odd reasons. So I don't know.
The reason there's one reason, and it's pretty obvious, and it's because people are terrible.
Oh yeah.
Because they see a guy like PK Subban and they go, oh, he should be playing basketball. Why is he playing our white sport?
Is that true?
I think so.
Okay.
I think so. I think it's a lot of race. I think
it's
because people look at it and they say, oh, he must be like those football players I imagine that I've never seen playing football.
Right.
That's
I think he's partially also like he's just one of those types that like great to have on your team and terrible to play against, so therefore everyone hates him after that point. I don't know.
It's
that is a great costume, and that's why I don't like dressing up for Halloween, because I won't even come close to that. Yes. A, I don't have the skills. B, I don't have the finances, and C, I just don't want to put in that effort.
Yeah.
Like last year, where I was Aaron Paul from Breaking Bad, I just wore like a yellow jumpsuit, and that was it.
That would work pretty well for you. Actually. That's a good option. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, because apparently I look like him, and I look like Bradley Cooper, and I look like someone else.
And Bradley Cooper, gosh, you think?
According to Mom and Dad, I don't know.
That's such a nice thing for Mom to say. She's like, you look like a Bradley Cooper. You do, one of those nice guys, one of those nice men.
She doesn't sound like Bobby's mom from Bobby's World. Don't you know? That might be my best impression. That might be my best impression.
Probably.
I don't do very good impressions. My Stone Cold earlier, not so good. My Seth Galifianakis, unintentional. I don't know, not so great. But it's not even meant to be. You just think it sounds like that. Whatever.
Oh, for sure.
Little public service announcement to everyone out there. Big Bang Theory is moving to Thursdays again, so you might want to check your PVR. You might want to go to your grandmother's house. Change her PVR for her, because she definitely doesn't know.
Do you know
she
why?
Definitely doesn't know.
Do you have a theory?
Why it's moving back?
Yeah.
Oh, it's just strictly. It's just the CBS had a half year's deal on the Thursday Night Football, and now that's wrapped. So they just
they only got half a year of it.
Yeah.
Oh.
It changes. I don't know. It goes back and forth. So they had. They had it moved to Monday, and then they'll move it back again. I mean, some shows suffer a lot from that when you hear shows get canceled. It's like, well, they had us on Thursdays, and then we moved to Tuesdays, and then we were Friday afternoons at 2 p.m. against Jenny Jones. And you're like, all right, well, yeah, I understand that. But Big Bang Theory, it doesn't matter where it's going to dominate the night. So
10 years ago, too, that makes a bit more sense, but now there's too much connection for you not to know.
Yeah, you gotta know. And here's me taking you right now and telling you change your PVR. Maybe if you could go to your grandma's house, because she definitely doesn't know. Change the PVR forward. Change it from Monday to Thursday. And while you're there, like sit down and talk to her. Don't just change it and leave. Like see your grandma, enjoy the Big Bang Theory. Like talk to her a bit. Find out what she thinks of the Gian Gameshi situation. Just
and the situation you're referring to is the fact that he didn't come on to
he didn't come on the Triple Threat podcast.
That's all we know.
To make it a Triple Threat podcast. Right now, it's the Double Threat podcast. And you know what? It might stay this way.
Notice to Will.
We wouldn't stay this way, but we just secretly record our own version and then record our own with Will, and then just kind of.
Will, we don't know what happened. Yours broke off. I couldn't find it. There's all sorts of issues.
Couldn't find it. I don't know. Your recording didn't come through. I'm not sure what happened there.
Yeah, exactly.
So make sure you're changing your clocks and you're watching The Big Bang Theory on the proper night. Don't sit down tonight and try and watch it. It's not going to be on.
Yeah,
it might be on tonight. I don't know. I can't remember. But it is moving eventually. And I'm sure it's the Halloween episode where Leonard dresses as something, but Penny's upset because she wants to go with something else. And Amy Farrah Fowler wants to go with something, but Sheldon doesn't partake. So, I don't know. It's a whole to-do.
Nice. Alex is all mapped out.
I have it mapped out. I write a lot of Big Bang Theory fan fiction. Spec scripts. No, fan fiction.
Nope, fanfic.
No, fanfic. Oh, what if Raj and Leonard move in together because Sheldon wants his own place because he has this experiment involving radioactive.
You're a Raj Leonard shipper, aren't you?
I am a Raj.
Oh my gosh. Do not Google that, folks. Don't do it. I know last week we talked about all these horrific Halloween movies with all sorts of gory screen caps and everything, but I promise you, you're gonna find.
No, guys, go to my Big Bang
Raj
Theory.
Leonard
Go to my Big Bang Theory fanfic Tumblr. It's called Alex's Big Bang Wishes, Hopes and Dreams .tumblr.com and check it out.
Probably BBTFF.
What's Bernadette up to if Raj and Leonard are living together? How would that affect Bernadette? Not the way you'd think. Not the way you'd think. Yeah, she does own several cats. You're right. But, it's I don't know. We'll see. I don't even watch this show. I don't know.
Alex, if I was going to recommend a Halloween costume for you this year, if I had to just come up with one,
be
I don't
friendly.
know if the hair would work.
Be friendly.
I'm thinking maybe a sort of Back to the Future kind of thing. Maybe don't go even with the obvious one, the Michael J. Fox. Go with the Doc Brown at the end of the first one where he's wearing his futuristic stuff, including like the see-through tie.
Oh, because see, that's going to be another thing where I'm like, who are you, future man? And are like, who are you, super dork?
And then you'd be like, no, super. And then be like, look at my DeLorean keys. It's pretty obvious who I am.
Dude, I spent $28,000 on this DeLorean, and no one knows who I am at this party. This party sucks. I am leaving.
$28,000, by the way.
What?
It's a good luck finding a DeLorean for $28,000.
Is it that? Is it way more expensive than that?
Oh yes, because people restore them because they weren't like necessarily great cars, but people obviously they have a whole different audience now.
Okay, I don't know. Yeah.
Hold on,
You priced me out one, and I'll talk about something.
Where would be a good place, like an eBay Motors kind of site?
Yeah, sure, I don't know. Go Auto Trader. I don't know. Just look up DeLorean for sale.
DeLorean.
I don't know how much it would be. I have no idea.
Flight? You can buy the DeLorean taillight lens on the driver's side for its currently bid is $12.35.
$12.35.
Yeah. Okay. So
okay. Well, see now let's project that. Let's do the opposite of prorate that.
Yeah.
And price all together. So they're probably like $8,000.
$8,000. No, what I'm looking at for a DeLorean DMC-12, the first one that comes up that I can see here is $72,800.
Really? Why do I want it though?
Whoa, boy!
Oh,
if you could get it like, if you could build that on top of like a Tesla body, having like electric DeLorean, that might be even more special. Or one, of course, around like nuclear fission.
Is it AMC? Is that the brand?
Yes, it is. Yeah, I think AMC. They're either based in Ireland or they had a factory here. I feel like there was a connection there that I might be missing. I'm not up on my maritime auto.
Here being, yeah. I know you used to have a Volvo plant in Bedford somewhere. I think because there's Volvos in the thing.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't even find one on Auto Trader. That's depressing.
Yeah. I can't imagine they would be super. I mean, I don't know how hugely popular they are, but I feel like if you're a rich person who's only even a little obsessed with Back to the Future, that's going to go in your collection.
I'm a rich person who's a lot obsessed. Oh, no, they have them as their separate thing. Maybe they're not AMC's. AMC, no, that's the channel that has Mad Men.
Oh, then what makes... is it DMC?
No, that's... They pair with Run, and they just... they drop them beats.
I don't know why this happened. Yeah, DeLorean Motor Company. There you go.
That is DMC. Okay.
Yeah. I'm not crazy, yo.
What is this one? Okay, sorry. $38,000. This one's $38,000. It's only got 28,000 kilometers on it. How many days left? It's Auto Trader.
Oh, okay. So it's just.
Oh God, those doors. Oh, I don't even care. I'm getting it.
Have you seen the?
Sorry, Tony. You got a new friend. It's a DeLorean. Oh, it's in Ontario. Oh, he's got two. There's one. I can see the picture. The picture is him with the DeLorean, and then I can see his double garage is another DeLorean. How many DeLoreans do you have?
I don't want to meet this guy. This guy, I think there's something wrong. I'm worried about this guy that you're looking up there. Have you seen the Tesla Model X they'll be putting out in the next little while?
That's my new best friend.
Tesla Model X.
I was in Ontario this week. I saw a Tesla driving down the road, and that thing's a flipping head turner.
Was it a Model S or a Roadster? It
was a Model S.
Oh my gosh,
the Roadsters
I'm so jealous.
I don't like that much.
They're ugly. Roadsters are ugly.
Well, they're not ugly. I just wouldn't use it. Like I got in one at a trade show, and they're so low. Like I know that's kind of the point. It just doesn't work for me. I'm not a fan. So yeah, I'm definitely getting a Model S once I have $98,000.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, am I going to get the base Model S? No, I'm going to get the highest end one. If I can afford one, I'm getting that one.
The S85D. With
baby.
Dual motor.
Anyway, so, I don't know. Not a lot of places in Nova Scotia to charge your car, but that's okay. I mean, why bring logic into it?
We'll get there. I think, the way they're expanding their base of superchargers, it looks like they'll eventually come this way.
You think so?
Oh, for sure. Yeah, absolutely will.
There's a couple of places I've been, like the parking lot at St. Mary's for whatever reason has a charger, but I'm not sure if they're universal or how that works.
I'm not totally sure either. I know there's some that work with like Nissan Leafs and stuff like that.
Yeah, I really want one. I really want a charger. I really want a charger for my DeLorean. But I drove a Charger today.
You did? Oh yeah, drove a Charger.
Not today, last week.
Dodge Charger.
I'm not really good at even remembering my own stories. So, sorry everyone who says I'm a bad listener. I don't even listen to myself. What more could you possibly want from me?
This podcast is essentially a meditation on Alex's lack of listening to himself or anyone around him.
All I do is I just talk constantly, and it's all garbage. It's all...
And he's not hard on himself or anything.
It's just getting it all out there and then being like, what was I talking about? I don't even remember. That happens to me a lot.
Yeah.
They'd be like, "What'd you say?" And I'd be like, "What do you mean?" Like, "Well, you said something." I was like, I have no idea.
You said you had a great story that would change human history, and now you can't remember it. Great.
And you're like, "No, but I really want some grapes right now, so let's focus on that."
Yeah. Doesn't sound
So
like me.
I was told, and I don't mean to get off Halloween,
Go ahead.
which I think we
We've
were
been
well
talking
off
about
anyway. We were talking
cars
about DeLoreans.
somehow for the
Yeah,
last 5
because
minutes.
I said you had a good suggestion for me, which is going to Doc Brown. Then we got into DeLoreans because I said I spent 28 grand. I could have got one with 28,000 kilometers on it for 38 grand. So,
Okay.
your 72,000 guy is, he's ripping you off, bud.
Oh,
I
man.
would say a no go.
All right.
This
I
guy's
guess-
got multiple DeLoreans. I think he knows what's up. It's been restored.
Oh, okay.
And see, look, I just segued to something. I don't even remember what I was going to say. What was I segueing to? Okay, story.
Yes.
Someone texted me the other day, and they're like, "Hey, I was watching a video, and this person in this video reminded me of you." And I was like, "Oh, okay, that's interesting." Like, we've all got that from time to time. Like, "Oh, you remind me of, one thing or another." And I was like, "Who is it?" And it was like, Shia LaBeouf. I was like, "Oh, okay." And I was like, "Is this whole Shia LaBeouf? Is this even Steven Shia LaBeouf?" I could see those. Maybe.
Sure.
They
Sandy
go,
Element, sure.
look up Shia LaBeouf on Jimmy Kimmel talking about getting arrested drunkenly in a Broadway musical theater. I was like, awesome. So it's just 7 minutes of Shia LaBeouf with a huge beard rambling about getting arrested at the musical Cabaret starring Alan
Cumming,
Cummings.
right?
Talking to a homeless man, then getting in jail with like a guy who looked like Tupac and doing push-ups to
What? I'm
intimidate
looking at
the
a
man.
picture of this right now,
What?
and I don't. Like, I'm looking at Shia on
Yeah.
Jimmy Kimmel.
Yeah.
Did they
He
say
doesn't look like me. No, they
No.
don't say he looks like me, but they're just
No.
saying the way he tells the story, it looks like me, I guess. I have no idea. Check it out, and if anyone says it's the case, we'll see what that's like. But apparently the way he tells the story reminds a few people of me, or one person specifically. So that was interesting.
Shout out to Shia LaBeouf.
Not
for,
Transformer Shia LaBeouf talking to an extraterrestrial,
Car.
mechanic alien,
Yeah.
cracking wise while he's in their lawn breaking their trees. That's a good. We all like that Shia LaBeouf. Of
course.
Movie's terrible, but good for you, Shia LaBeouf. But crazy rambling Jimmy Kimmel Shia LaBeouf with a crazy beard. I don't know.
Not as
I
much.
don't know. Not as well. Apparently more.
Apparently you're
more
just
so.
like him. Spitting image. There was. I was
That's
going to say.
good.
Shout out to
That's nice.
Shia LaBeouf for being on SNL a few years ago and doing Dear Sister, one of my favorite.
Dear
all
Sister.
time.
One of my favorite
Digital-
gifs ever is Shia LaBeouf, and he is from SNL. They're playing like match game or something like that, and he's the magician. And there's
Yes.
this. It just zooms in on him, and they're like, "How'd you do that?" And he looks at the camera. He's just got his hand like spirit fingers, and he's just like magic.
Oh, I think
And
I've
so
seen
that's
this.
pretty good. I don't know. Yeah, he's definitely done some, funny stuff on SNL. Dear Sister is one of the greatest, but Magic's probably my favorite GIF. So I'll try and remember to tweet that GIF out tomorrow or, at some point when we post this podcast. I'll probably forget, just like I'm forgetting everything I've said up to this point in the podcast.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Alex, you know what? I'm gonna tell you, you done well this week. We both did well. I think.
I done well. I'm going to
We're-
pat myself on the back.
Do it. We did it. We had this is.
Do we end with that story about me reminding people of drunken Shia LaBeouf? Good. For
I
me.
think we have to.
Good for me.
If you get something else, go for it. But I can't.
Maybe I'll be
imagine you
that
remembering
for Christmas this year. Just another self-referential thing no one's ever going to stand. Are you a crazy homeless person? No, I'm drunken Shia LaBeouf.
it. Yeah.
Actually, I'm Shia LaBeouf on Jimmy Kimmel explaining how he got arrested being drunk at the musical Cabaret in New York.
Yeah. Shia LaBeouf.
Shia the Beef, as they call him. Where's the beef? Go ask Shia. It's in his name. There you go, Mom. That's
don't
one.
even
I
know.
just made myself laugh. That is one.
I am. I wanted to find one of your tweets because we were trying to do a little bit.
Oh, are we doing best worst?
Well, we
oh
could.
God.
We could do- I mean, we haven't done
Well,
worst.
no, you can't even do. I don't think I tweeted at all last week, so it's going to be pretty terrible. But let me try and
not
find
that
one of yours
bad.
really quick. And if you just maybe sing some
Oh,
music for
okay.
our listeners, Matt,
I got
so
one for
there's
you.
not some awkward pause.
I don't know if we talked about this. I really enjoyed the when you live alone, the heated seats in your car's passenger side are strictly for
yes.
keeping your takeoff food warm. I just love that because it's true to life and it's also funny.
It's true to life. It's also funny. I also had just gotten back from picking up a burrito, and I put it on my seat and immediately turned on the heated seat. So that actually
worth it.
true, funny, hence true, or true, hence funny.
How was
or
that
whatever.
burrito out of time?
Burrito was good. I like habaneros a lot. I was sitting in my apartment being like, man, I really want a burrito. And I'm used to not owning a car. And then I realized I own a car and could go get a burrito. And I did just that and made me a very happy person for several reasons. So,
Nice.
Thank you.
That's satisfying.
Let me see. What do you get here?
I don't know if I got anything good.
I don't know.
I wasn't. I promise you, I didn't bring this up just so I could get something good from you.
No. That's fine. This is
Some people do that where they're just like
fishing for compliments.
Yeah, they're like, I'll give you one. You're gonna give me a bit.
You get two, and they're actually back to back. Context-free Wikipedia is great, and it just says the context-free Wikipedia is just a sentence that says the characters include Holly, and in brackets it says a human, and that's all it says. And then one I actually meant to reply to and then didn't was it says in quotes, "It was good but a little short," and quoting that to James Cameron about any movie less than 140 minutes long, presumably. So I thought those were both great. The thing about the James Cameron one, and I wanted to reply and say, and Judd Apatow as well. So
Yes.
just make a movie that's less than 2 hours. It's a comedy. It's supposed to be short.
The worst part is when I watch.
Is that okay?
I watch a movie of James Cameron. I watched The Abyss, which is why I was inspired by that. I watched The Abyss, and I'm looking at it, and I'm like, there are cuts here you could make.
Yep.
You could trim, and it's not necessarily like big plot lines or things like that. It's just like, this is a 5-minute scene. We need 2 minutes of this scene. That's all. And you know what? It's not going to hurt the pacing. It's going to help the pacing.
Yeah,
Come
people
on,
don't.
James Cameron.
Yeah.
And I get it. Like, it feels dumb to question James Cameron about anything because he makes a movie of anything and it makes $1 billion. So, what am I justified doing? Well, you could cut your budget and people would still buy tickets. It was 10 minutes shorter.
But if you go back and watch Avatar, you're like, that's the highest grossing movie of all time by like gazillions of dollars. It's not really that good.
I've never seen Avatar.
You've never seen Avatar?
Never seen Avatar.
Right. Well,
Didn't bother.
I've never seen Dances with Wolves, so we're both kind of in the same
Have you heard Hungry
there.
Like the Wolf?
By Duran and his brother Duran? Yeah,
Yes.
I think I have heard Hungry Like the Wolf.
Yeah, good. You're lost and you're found. Did Will have anything good this week? I don't want to be harsh.
Yeah, no, let's go find. We were going to do best and worst tweets, but I mean, it's kind of hard. We'll work on that.
It's healthier if we do best and best, I think.
Yeah, of course, but at some points, I'm going to call you out on your tweets if they're like terrible or punny.
That's fair. Will didn't really have too much. I mean, he retweeted one that was kind of self-referential about someone named Matt Oswald who said, thinking of starting a podcast just because I haven't talked to my brother in a while.
Who's Patton Oswald's brother?
Is it actually Patton
Yeah,
Oswald's brother?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
See, I wouldn't know that. Okay. Doesn't look like. I'm clicking through it. I don't
Let's see here. What do you got? What do you got? You got something for him?
That was what I had. I mean,
No,
he
that was
is obviously is more like Johnny Depp.
Yeah, $1 million, please. That's yeah.
That's it. Will, you're slacking.
If that was a tweet, if that was his best tweet, we just read it.
Yeah.
So that's a reference to a joke only he and maybe Mom would get. But if that was dinner, we had it.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, classic Peg. All right.
Classic Peg.
Well,
Alex, it's been a pleasure, sir.
It's been a real pleasure. I'm interested to see how the reviews of this one come out when it's just the two brothers just trying to avoid dead air with everything they've got.
Worked well. I didn't have to go scrambling or anything like that.
I think our round version of Be With You was good. I think 12 minutes of that was a little long, but I think the listeners will really enjoy it.
Yes, absolutely.
So,
and if you only listen to the podcast for Will and you happen to be here and loving this, then
I appreciate it. Check out the Double Threat podcast coming to you every week, every Sunday at midnight, coming your way.
Yes,
is Little Stevie's Underground Garage. All right, sorry.
It's all good.
Yeah.
Anyway,
all good.
listeners, fairly
remember,
well.
guys, it is all good.
We'll see you after the All Hallows Eve. Have a
Check
good,
in.
responsible Halloween. If you did something fun, tell us. I guess sure, do that.
I will still be hungover, almost guaranteed.
Oh, there you go.
I actually don't get hangovers, which is probably why.
Yeah.
I like probably why yo soy fiesta, and that's all I'll say.
Soy
on that.
fiesta. Yeah, I mean, you've seen The Hangover, though, right?
I've seen
You
all
look like
three
Bradley
hangovers. I look like Bradley Cooper in Silver Linings Playbook, only according to the people who raised me my entire life.
That's weird. Someone told me I looked like Robert De Niro from Silver Linings Playbook.
Really?
Yeah.
That is not a compliment.
Yeah. I said, really? You think that's a good comparison?
Somebody told me
You
I
can't
look
see I'm
like
doing an
Kevin
amazing
Costner
dinner right
from
now.
The Big Chill.
I'm doing a really good...
He was the corpse? I don't even think he was in it, actually. I think he was supposed to be or something. I can't remember.
Yeah. I mentioned this whole podcasting character as Al Pacino, but...
Hooah!
Wow. All right. Thank you.
And I don't do impressions, so we'll just leave it at that.
So have a good week, everybody. I'll see you on the other side of the Rainbow Connection.
I am at Evaughanics, EVAUGHANICS, and he is at MPVAUGHAN. Check us, rate and review on iTunes.com, and we will check in next week. Cue the music.
Will is at William Zevon.
All right. Well, he was not here, though.
I know.
But I said cue the music, and the music's not going to be cute.
I can get it. Do you want? Will's always the one who's demanding the music cute. If you want, I can put it where you need it.
Nah, it's fine. It's fine, you guys. It's all good.
Okay.
What you want to do to keep it real and stay hood? All right. I'm rapping. All right. How many times? I'll say all right until you just close this out. All right.